Hey everyone, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably been wondering, where is this guy? I mean, I haven't posted in months and there are some reasons for that. Part of it is work has been really busy this year, but another one is I've been working on a big project, which unfortunately I haven't filmed because I've done it mostly by myself and it requires a lot of time and effort, and it is extremely hot in South Florida. I mean, like close to the surface of the sun kind of hot, like you're dying every time you step outside hot. So it's very difficult to do what I'm doing and film because it's outdoors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what that is, and I'll be making some videos about the progress of this as I move along. So check it out. What the heck is that structure? Well, that is my new shed. So if you watched my videos in the past, you know that my 2-car garage really only fits 1 car right now because I have so much junk. So I decided to do something about that, and what I'm doing about it is making this crazy shed. So I had a 10 by 10 concrete slab poured. I made the frame and did the mesh and moisture barrier for all of that on my own. Then I went ahead and built these frames, which I intended to be a little shorter, but FYI, if you buy 8-foot long 2x4s, they're actually longer than 8 feet. So just keep that in mind. Anywho, the vertical space is fantastic, so I can't complain. So I've built this structure basically to take up all the junk that I have in my garage and in other places around my house. So I have storage for them, say like my fake Christmas tree, which if it were up to me I wouldn't have, but anyway. Now there's a room that I can stash it in, and I don't have to see it in my garage, and it doesn't have to take up parking space. So here it is. Let me show you guys some of the details. So as you can see, it's a pretty big building. It is, like I said, 10 by 10 footprint. It is probably almost in the realm of 9 feet at the top of the roof, probably around there, thereabouts. So it's pretty high. I have plenty of storage space in there. It's made out of 2x4, which is bolted directly down into the concrete. I use pressure treated 2x4s on the bottom. I use regular 2x4s above. Every single 2x4 in the structure is actually painted using Kilz primer just to protect it. I also have 3-inch long screws, 2 3-inch long screws into each 2x4, top and bottom, across the horizontals, right, so that they're on there rock solid. I have hurricane ties keeping the roof on. I'm gonna add hurricane ties probably throughout the entire structure. I don't think this will go anywhere in a hurricane as is, but just in case, I'm going to add some extra reinforcement. This is really rock solid right now. It's made out of hardy plank on the outside. That's the siding that you see. It's painted blue. Hardy plank is a cement fiberboard. It's fairly heavy. I lifted all that stuff up there by myself. Those are 4 by 8 foot sheets. Yeah, they're heavy and it's not easy to do by yourself, but most of the time when I'm working on this, it's in between breaks from work or like afternoons, and like I don't, really take the time to plan and call friends over to help me with this stuff. So the only help I really have received was my dad came over and helped me stand the initial frames that made the 2 sides and back wall. And I attached those to each other, then we drilled them into the floor, put in the concrete anchors, all that. But other than that, I've done everything completely by myself, building the entire structure, siding, painting, everything. It's whatever. I work out, right? So I need that strength for something beyond just, picking up my baby as he runs toward danger, which is another great reason to stay in shape if you're that. But anywho, that is my shed. Let me show you guys the inside so you can see what it's like. You can see the roof is made out of corrugated galvanized steel. That stuff is shockingly expensive for what it is. It's really thin metal. I had to cut short sections for the back because my roof is 12 feet across, and these only come in like is it like a 10-foot section max, something to that effect. I want to say, yeah, it's 10 feet. 10 feet is what they had at Lowe's and Home Depot, so that's what I worked with. I had to buy from both because Lowe's ran out, and then like Home Depot had some extra. I did that. I've tried to minimize excess cutting, so like with the doors, I actually had that cut at the Home Depot and brought it already cut the size of 2. Well, they cut the width. I have to cut a little bit off the ends to get the lengths perfect, but I'm not concerned with that. That'll be easy enough to do. So anywho, that's kind of the inner structure. That roof is decently strong. I've been up there putting in all the screws to hold in the galvanized metal, and it obviously took my weight, so I'm about 180 pounds. That's not too bad. That roof structure, I mean, you have 12-foot long 2x4s all the way across, bolted on either end. Then you have 2x4s across just to provide me places to bolt, to screw down the galvanized, excuse me. And yeah, it's pretty strong, I would say, and it's got a slope to it. I've actually got a gutter in the back, and I've watched it in the rain. It actually works very well. Water sheets right off the back and then falls into that gutter. I do have to make the downspout for the gutter. So here you can see the gutter. It's obviously mounted so that it's higher up, further away, and closer to this side it's lower. That way the water will come in this direction. I just have to buy and install the downspout, and then I'll be able to kind of like guide that water. I want to kind of direct it toward my avocado tree. Obviously I have not painted the back of the shed yet. You can see it's yellow. That is the color the HardiePlank comes in. It's like a primer of some sort. So it's already pretty exterior proof, but I'm going to go ahead and paint that. And in these corners I'm going to be putting an aluminum like L channel on every corner just to kind of finish that off, make it look a little prettier. But that's pretty much all that's left to do details wise on the structure. Beyond that, it's the doors and kind of stashing everything in here. So I'll definitely be working on that as I continue to move forward, so keep a lookout for that. As you can see, this is the inside of my shed. So what I've done is I've made shelving that goes all the way to the back, right, on either side, 2 rows, and then I've also gone ahead and put one extra one up top in the back. So I walk in here, you can see there's no shelf here, but there is a shelf here. There are shelves here and here, and this is just so I can put a whole bunch of bins and support all this. This stuff down here is actually the doors. Then the doors themselves are actually 2x4 frame, which I've wood glued onto a piece of plywood siding. Now that siding does have like grooves cut in it to make it look like it's made out of multiple boards, which is going to kind of keep the theme going with my HardiePlank. But I am going to be sanding that opposite side and just basically staining and sealing that with a very thick sealer so that it doesn't get damaged by water from rain, because it's Florida, and also my sprinklers because again it's Florida. HardiePlank, being cement fiber, does really well against moisture, plus it's painted. Wood obviously does not. So I'm going to be completely painting that white from the side that you're looking at, which is, you know, not going to be facing out, and then the side that is facing out I'm going to sand real smooth, stain and seal, and that's going to look really nice and kind of pop against the blue. I may end up painting the blue to like a white, you know, and doing like very modern coloring on this. I wanted it blue for now, so it kind of just disappeared visually in the distance. I don't really want this too visible from the street, announcing to everybody, hey, there's a big shed back here with all this stuff you could possibly take. I don't plan to keep anything valuable really, but you never know. Of course, stepping into my backyard would be suicide because I keep my dogs out back, and I have some pretty mean dogs. They don't play games. They're, you know, very Latin American style dogs, right? They live outside. They do have shelter and water and food, but they're your traditional guard dog type dogs. They're not your little happy pet dog. People that have to come through here for Comcast, AT&T, etc. will always knock on my door first and be like, can you take the dogs inside because I don't want to get bit. And yeah, someone who walked back here would be a fool to try to take something that's a very little value that's going to be in the shed and risk getting bitten by one of those things. And also, obviously, if I catch you in my yard, it's not going to be a good day for you. So don't recommend that. Doubt it's going to be an issue, but in any case, I didn't want this thing too visible and attracting a lot of attention. I live in a very good area. I highly doubt that it would be an issue, but you never know, man. And especially because you live in a good area, sometimes, you know, bad people will come to a good area looking for nice things to take. So take that for what it is, take that for what you will, but I'm not particularly concerned too much because, you know, if they come back here, it's their mistake. Anywho, I'm going to be cleaning out this thing soon after I hang the doors basically. I'm going to take out everything that's in here. I'm going to take that tarp off the floor, just kind of sweep the place up, come in with like a leaf blower and really get all the dust out, and then I'm gonna fumigate this thing from head to toe, top to bottom, right? I've already seen some lizards and ants and random things coming in here. Obviously lizards don't bother me, but insects do. I don't want insects getting in here. I don't want termites especially. This being painted in kills, it's probably a little more, you know, less appealing to them. But in any case, I'm going to fumigate everything nicely, keep bugs from deciding to hang out here and deciding to try to get into the bins of stuff that I'm putting back here. So I just have a bunch of bins of like paint, home improvement stuff, sprinkler repair equipment, spare sprinklers, stuff of that nature. But I just have a bunch of it. So all that stuff is going to come out here and it's not going to be in my garage anymore. And I'll be able to fully enjoy my garage and do much better quality videos, obviously, because I'll be able to put one car in there and have space on either side to work, film, etc. And then when I'm not filming or working, I can have two cars in there, which is even better, right? So less cars on my driveway, my Camaro is better preserved. Obviously I've kept the Miata in there because I highly doubt that the paint and convertible top on that will survive as well as my brand new Camaro, but I don't want my brand new Camaro getting old, so obviously this thing has to happen so the Camaro can go in the garage. So stay tuned. I will be making a bunch more videos as I go along and showing you guys the progress on this thing. I probably won't do too much like, you know, build videos so much as like updates, but that's mainly because again it's so hot and it's hard to want to film. Right now, to give you an idea, it is 7:21 and the sun has finally calmed down. And it's still warm enough that I am sweating somewhat just by standing here. I'm not really doing anything physical that would normally, you know, lead you to sweat, but it's just that hot out here and it's humid. So I may film some progress, I may not. Just giving you guys a heads up. I'll definitely be doing updates so you guys see where this ends up. I think for a future state, I will be walling this in on the inside. Like first I'll do electrical, and do lighting and walling it all in, but for now it's gonna stay kind of skeletal on the inside and just basically be a junk storage. Future state, yeah, I may get fancy and maybe make this into a little outdoor wood shop, right? Have my machines connected out here and be able to like put in work. I definitely want to be able to control moisture in the structure so that everything is kept nice. I can keep tools, things of that nature. I can hang stuff up. So I'll definitely be working on that. You guys keep a lookout if you like that kind of project, if you like these kind of things. Definitely going to be posting more about it, so feel free to hit that like, subscribe so you know when I post up another video. If you guys have any feedback or any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, thank you very much for watching.